But in any case, let's finish up Eizen's adventure through Alter Ego. It is up to the later ages. It's Eizen, and let's load the game. 45 of age, and basically the cars are basically the same as they were in the young adulthood and adulthood phase. So it's up to you what you want to do next.
Hmm. Well, let's see if we can have more experiences with the family.
Sure. Sherry has just told you that the newest style in casual wear is to wrap electrical tape around the wrist and arms. Sherry wants to know where you keep your supply of electrical tape. Do you disapprove or do you tell her?
And of course, this game is not going to tell me how old Sherry is. Uh, I'm just going to assume this is a stupid idea and disapprove her style.
Alright. But Dad, all the other kids are wearing tape. Why can't I do it too?
Did you know growing up, I thought the idea of wearing a dog food gangster t shirt and a dog collar around my neck was a great idea? Yeah, it didn't really catch on. And personally, I don't care what the other children think they can and cannot do.
Alright. Never try to combat whining with logic. Dad! In time, the droning subside, but for now, you become tempted to tape up Sherry's mouth as a mean of compromising. Good start. Wah.
Alright, in that case, let's have an experience with the missus.
Sure. Have an experience. Marion has decided that she would like to go back to college full time to enrich her life. She claims to feel bored with her present life and craves the change. Her going back would cause you to have more responsibilities. You would have to cook and clean up a bit more. You would also have fewer resources because of college costs, transportation expenses, and any loss of income if Marion stops working. What will you do? Will you encourage her, discourage her, or tell her she should think about it a lot more before deciding?
Hmm, I'm all for equality here, especially if she feels like she needs to do this to lighten herself up. If she wants to, I say, who should stop her? Encourage her.
Sure. That was very supportive of you. Over the course of her studies, you begin to see Marion less and less. It seems that she has discovered a new life at school. There are newer, younger friends, both men and women, and lots of talk about things which either don't interest you or you don't understand. At this point, you can say that you're feeling a bit neglected, say nothing because she seems happy, or that you should both take a course together.
Well, I'm already a teacher, but who says I can't join in the fun? How about I think about joining a course?
Sure. I can see why you would think this would be a terrific idea. Marion doesn't think so. She's taking college course to become more of an individual. As difficult as it may seem to understand, she's trying to separate a part of herself from you. She doesn't want to give you up. She just wants to see what she's capable of doing on her own. She would rather you take your college courses at a different school except you finish college. How do you feel about this?
I'm surprised there isn't a rejected also for understanding. Like, I feel so dejected, but I understand. I guess at this point, I'll understand about it because I get the feeling if I say rejected, it's going to make me feel like, oh, you're so super pissed.
It must be difficult to be understanding at a time like this. Eventually, Marion does very well in school and graduates. How do you feel? You feel proud or
Absolutely.
relieved that this phase is over with?
I say proud.
That is very admirable of you. She's proud of herself as well. Now, about graduate school.
Yes, about graduate school. That happened how many years back? But yeah, it did say it was dipping into my resources, so let's double check that.
Sure. You're now 46, 4 months, still married, still a teacher. Other than social, you're doing pretty well. Physical, I mean. You're doing pretty well. Calmness and gentleness are down a bit, but they're still over 50. And you still have over $30,000.
Yeah,
so
it's a huge dip in the funds. Huge dip. Okay. Guess on that point, let's go for the left social.
Sure. This will contain subject matter of a sexual nature. Do you wish to continue?
Oh man, I think my Opie signal's busted. Oh well, guess we'll continue anyway.
A longtime friend and confidant tells you that he is having an unusual sexual problem with his wife. It seems that he can no longer get or maintain an erection like he used to.
They got pills for that now. Let's see. Oh man, that's such a terrible problem. I totally sympathize with you. Oh well, that's life. Such a great combination there. In all seriousness, sympathetic and tell him to see a doctor.
Alright. He returns to tell you that the doctor told him that the problem might have been caused by the high blood pressure medication he's been taking. He feels relieved. Now there's only one small difficulty. You notice that you are having the same type of problem. What will you do?
Well, I told him to see a doctor. I'd be quite the hypocrite if I didn't take that exact instructions. Let's see a doctor about it.
The doctor gives you a checkup and tells you that there is nothing wrong with your system, and anxiety can certainly affect sexual functioning. Perhaps then your friend told you that he was having difficulty. It made you so anxious that you developed some of your own.
Well, only one way to find out if it's further anxiety that causes me to go limp. Let's go straight to work.
Alright. You need to talk to someone about a finance-related matter. The person with whom you are dealing has a reputation for being a stern, pragmatic, and very money-conscious business type. A meeting between you and this person is suggested. The outcome of such a meeting can affect your vocational sphere tremendously because he is very influential. How do you feel about this? And will you have a meeting at your place of work, at a lunch meeting, or at a breakfast meeting?
Let's say very confident and just a lunch meeting.
At lunch, the waiter asks if you would like to order a drink. Will you order an alcoholic, non-alcoholic, or wait for him to order first?
I think in this case, probably be best to the old strategy: keep friends close, enemies closer by observing them. I say we let him order first.
Alright. He orders a double vodka martini. You order an alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Well, who says I can't join in with the fun? We'll get an alcoholic drink.
Your history shows that you are not a regular alcohol abuser. Because of this, you're able to regulate your drinking so that it doesn't affect your judgment. Because your thoughtfulness, social judgment, is generally moderate to strong, the meeting goes well. The outcome is an increase in resource to the tune of $10,000. Congratulations!
Yeah. I'll call on that one. Let's go for social.
Alright. You have seen your friend John and his wife Marcia socially for a long time. They have a very peculiar relationship. Marcia insists on controlling every aspect of John's life. One day, when you are talking to John, he confesses that, about 3 years ago, he began seeing another woman, one who is beautiful, kind, gentle, and loving. He has been thinking about leaving Marcia for this other woman, but is unsure if he can. What will you do?
I wonder if it's going to be one of those inappropriate responses. Let's try uncomfortable, but don't give a direct approach.
So, uncomfortable, don't give any direct?
Yeah. Yep.
This must have been a difficult decision. Giving him advice would be taking responsibility for a decision that he alone should make. Stepping aside might distance you from your friend for a while, but in the end, it's worth it.
Alright. That's good to know. And because both alter ego me and I have been drinking, we should probably get a physical.
Sure. Lately, you have been feeling sharp twinges of pain localized in the stomach. The pain arrives about an hour or two after eating, but disappears completely when you put something in your stomach. How do you feel?
So basically, the hangovers I get, I keep eating, and eventually the pain goes away. Well, that's good to know. Be calm and talk to a doctor about it.
The doctor tells you that you are developing heartburn after every time you eat, probably because you rush through your meals. He gives you some antacid and tells you to watch your eating habits.
So before we move onward, let's get this straight. I'm feeling stomach pains, so he gives me antacid to deal with my heartburn. You sure I wasn't having heart problems? Yeah, think about that. And speaking of heart, let's see the bottom butt cheek.
While you are thinking about your life and the future, you come to a startling realization. The average life expectancy for men is only about 20 years past your current age. How do you feel about that?
Maybe feel a little anxious about it, but do something about the thought.
What would you like to do? Would you like to search for the fountain of youth? Or resolve to get all you can out of life?
Wow! Exactly how much alcohol was in that double gin vodka martini alter ego me had? Because apparently, if he's thinking about the fountain of youth, just wow. Just wow.
Oh my god.
Since I don't believe in crackpot theories, let's do the next best thing and get all I can out of life.
How will you do that? Will you devote your life to
fountain of youth, obviously.
Will you devote your life to helping others, have as much fun as possible, or concentrate on the moment and don't preoccupy yourself with the future?
Well, considering what my job is, I would not be inclined to helping others. So let's do just that.
So devote your life to helping others?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. This is a goal that is consistent with your personality. You are a kind and gentle person. Devoting your life to others can be rich and rewarding. I'm sure you will enhance the life of many.
Alright. And with that food for thought, we should probably increase our thought power with our brain.
Alright. As you advance vocationally, you must leave your old responsibilities to various different people. On your next move forward, you are notified that a woman, full of new ideas, technique, and strategies, is about to fill your old position. She will not be placed without your approval. You interview her for the position, and she comments that while she feels you did a good job while you were, She plans on doing a better one. She sees that your skill in the area you are about to leave as limited and old-fashioned due to no fault of your own, but times are changing, you know. Apparently, your teaching techniques are not as good as you thought. According to her, anyways.
You know, this is starting to hit too close to home. Yeah, you can teach in a school, but we have this thing called an iPad and Zoom. We're using these to help teach people. You should try think about that from now on. Eh, there's nothing wrong with my brain, but I can understand where she's going at. So for now, I'll say stay calm and recommend that she be hired.
Do you like her style?
Why not?
In 3 months' time, everyone who comes in contact with her is complaining that she's intolerable to work with. You can call her in for a talk or recommend that she be let go.
Let's call her in for a talk.
You mentioned that she may be coming on too strong and that maybe she should be taking it easy. She tells you that she absolutely disagrees. The people who can't work with her simply aren't willing to work. You let her continue or just recommend that she let go?
Well, that's the thing. If one person was complaining about this, that would be their problem. But since many people are complaining about the same thing, it's not them that's having the problem, it's her. I have no choice but to let her go.
You can see that this person doesn't take directions very well. This may be the only thing that will calm her down. Well, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can have a family experience.
Alright. Your daughter has just introduced you to her date for the evening. His name is Mark Mungo Mattingly. He looks like a nice young man, but his jewelry is a bit odd, particularly one ring, which he wears in his left nostril. You wonder if a boy wears an earring in his nose, a nose ring, can be trusted with your daughter. Remember that this is the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Also, not listed here, completely bald except for one extremely tall spot in the middle of his head. What's that called? A mohawk? Mohawk? Oh, hi, mohawk. But yeah. Let's see. I'm going to say, in this case, I trust her, but call her over for a chat anyway.
Trusting, but call her over for a chat anyway, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of chat could you possibly have without trying to pry, criticize, or express shock at her choice of dating partner? I know you just wanted to make sure that she knew what she was doing. Do you think that she would say no to that? I doubt it. If you are going to trust your daughter, you will have to do it in words and actions.
Oh no. All of a sudden, we get into a huge argument. You can't say anything. You're not my real dad. Wait, how did you know? I didn't even tell you were adopted yet. Let's
Oops.
go for the left butt cheeks. And also, whoops.
Hello, Avisar, how's it going? At a carnival, a friend tries to convince you to have your card read by Madame Natasha, a psychic medium. What will you do?
I've never taken any of these since I pretty much believed them to be a hoax. But at the very least, I'll stay skeptical but see the medium anyway.
You step inside a dark room. Medium Natasha looks more like large Natasha and fills most of the space. You notice that she has a kind of face and a gentle voice. The fee for reading is $50. Cash only, please, darling. Natasha asks if you want to continue.
Let me see. 50, 50, 50. I've been trying to find a 50, but all I could find was 49 singles and 100 pennies. Will that do?
So you'll do
So,
it?
yeah, we'll say yes.
I thought you were skeptical. Oh well, it's your money. Thank you,
It's 50
darling.
bucks. I
Now,
don't really
let
care.
you see. These forces of evil. They are needling Hague spell. The spell will rid you of them for a long, long time. The cost of such spell is minimal. $500, all materials included. Compared to the evoke caused by the absence of the spell. Are you willing?
I'm sorry. I thought you already got the Russian patch included. Apparently, it's still in Russian. And I was just willing to pay 50, but now you're adding an extra zero there. I think this is getting a bit out of hand, so I'm going to say a huge niet.
Good thinking. At $50, you were just a bit gullible. At $100, you were a sucker. At $500, I would have tried to sell you a nice piece of real estate right near the Florida Everglades. Well, that happened.
So yeah, after that, I don't know, but after that experience, we gotta talk this over with our friends with that left social.
All right. You and a group of friends are sitting around discussing people that you used to know. It seems that an oddball acquaintance of yours who became a recluse, always holed up in his workshop, has just invented a pocket golf ball washer that has earned him a large fortune. After making all of that money, instead of retiring, he has chosen to donate it to a charity for homeless inventors and is now back at work. Sure enough, just after 2 weeks after this discussion, he shows up at the social function. Naturally, everyone who speaks with him has a remark to make about his behavior, eventually wanders over to the group of people with whom you are having a discussion.
Well, basically, it's saying he invented something, retired early, but then started selling his products to give to charity. So, if anything, I had no choice but to be supportive and say something nice about what he's done.
In a quiet voice, he asks if he can speak to you privately about something.
Don't see why not.
He thanks you for the kind words and mentions that he realizes everyone around him thinks he's a nut. You have never really heard him talk at length, but you find out that he really doesn't care what other people think, and never did. He has a very enjoyable life on the whole. It seems that he needs $5,000 of seed money to get his newest project going, a scheme to invent a trash compactor that converts garbage into an energy product that can heat your home. If you invest the money, you will receive half of all the profit that the project generates. Will you be investing or not?
Well, I am being quite supportive. What the hell? My personality says I may as well invest.
Alright. The project is a failure. You have lost your investment.
Wah, wah.
It happens.
I mean, to think it worked so well for Doc Brown with his Time Machine Mark II, where he, instead of plutonium, you just insert trash and it works into energy. Thought otherwise. Let's get a physical. With
Sure.
That one.
This one?
Yep.
Whatever hair you have left is rapidly turning gray.
Oh no, it's already happened in real life. I'm gonna say not be concerned about it, but still ask for advice.
And apparently that's inappropriate.
Of course. I wonder. Unconcerned, get hair dyed.
And that's also inappropriate.
Then unconcerned and do nothing, you fucking piece of shit game.
You don't seem upset by the fact that your hair is turning gray. You must be the self-confident type. That is extremely important in this phase of life. People your age have a tendency to use this period as a time for self-evaluation. Being dissatisfied with yourself and your accomplishment can only serve to heighten feelings of depression and fear related to the physical side of aging. Your lack of concern for this superficial and cosmetic aspect of your appearance is impressive.
Okay, now I'm curious about checking the stats, see if that upped my physical a bit.
Let's have a look. You are now 53. Your physical is still going
I
down.
think it dipped a bit since last time.
Everything else is over 90, though. Calmness and gentleness went up, expressiveness went down, trustworthiness went down, unfortunately. And you're still making bank.
Let's have what am I saying? An experience with Marion.
Right? Your wife has become interested in photography and has signed up for a photography class at her local high school. Her assignment for this week is candid photography. As a result of this, everything you do at home is accompanied by a familiar Yesterday morning, she snapped you just as you were rising and called the picture Squirrel's Nest Surprise. Wow, it looks like Tomodachi pictures. One afternoon, while you are left alone in the house sitting on the toilet, the telephone rings. Will you pick up the phone or just let it ring?
You don't necessarily need to review this one, but did it just say I was taking a shit while this is happening?
Yeah, while you're alone in the house sitting on the toilet, the telephone rings.
You know, any other situation, I would have gladly gone up and get the phone, but at this case, I don't think I want a dripping mess on the floor, so I'm just gonna let it ring.
Were you afraid that your wife would ambush you and take a picture as you were hurrying out of the bathroom with your pants around your knees?
Not necessarily what I was thinking. Now that you brought that up, that's a new concern of mine. I say not really, no. I'm just too busy taking a dump to care.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't come out anyway. So basically, she was, and I've been waiting to ambush you.
Wow, Marion's being such an asshole. Where's the shadow gang to kidnap her when you need them? Alright, maybe I can hire a hitman while we go to the right social.
Oh my god. You have just walked into a store, and there is apparently no one around to take your order. It seems that the person who should be waiting on you has stepped out of sight for a few moments. Waiting in the store with you is a teenage boy about 16 years old wearing an old t-shirt and a pair of blue jeans. He must arrive a few seconds before you. He is tapping his foot lightly to the sound of the imaginary rock and roll band playing in his head. The proprietor steps out from the room at the back of the store, makes eye contact with you and says, "May I help you?"
I'd say neutral expression and place the order.
Did you realize that the boy was in the store ahead of you?
Oh, wait, there we go. I don't think anything froze up, but I think it muted you for a sec, but...
That was weird.
From what I could tell, it's basically saying, did I not notice that the boy was in front of me at the time?
Did you realize that the boy was in the store ahead of you?
And no, I didn't notice.
Anyone can make an honest mistake. Don't fret over it.
Like I haven't already? Are you saying I should check my butt? Actually, that's a good thought. Let's go to the lower butt cheek.
This episode contains subject matter of a sexual nature. Do you wish to continue?
Go into a butt cheek in more ways than one, apparently. Let's continue.
A teenage girl named Caddy Reinhardt works at the dry cleaning store that you use. One evening, you arrive at the store just as it's closing. You absolutely need the clothes tonight. Caddy is already out the door because you know Caddy by name, and because you also know that she's friendly. You feel sure that she will open the store and get you your clothes. What will you do?
Well, if I gotta have it done, I'm gonna friendly ask her to reopen the store.
On a side note, apparently I'm not the only one who has problem with Videotron right now. Alright, that's pretty weird.
That's good to know.
Your social skill makes it easy for you to ask for this request in a way that is difficult to refuse. She reopens the store for you. As you watch her disappear in the back of the store, you notice how firm her body is, and for a moment, drift back to the days where you were that young. Was it that long ago? You wonder. Yes, you conclude, it was that long ago. Caddy snaps you back to reality by handing you a big pile of clothes. After you walk out of the store, you notice Caddy having car trouble. Will you try to help her fix the car, offer her a lift back home, or go back to your own home?
Probably offer her a lift back home. That way she can call someone to help her out. Because I doubt I have the skills to do so, and even if I did, how would I know?
Alright. In the car on the way home, you notice her looking at you in a peculiar sort of way. She tells you that it's funny to be sitting next to someone who she's only seen from behind a counter. You find yourself talking very freely to her, and for a moment, your connection to her is like taking a fast train ride back to adolescence. Because you are relating to her more on her own level, she perceives you as a different kind of adult, honestly curious and even envious about her life, rather than critical like most other adults. As you begin to feel younger, she begins to feel older. She says that she hopes that she will when she gets older, she will stay young and attractive looking like you. You begin to realize that you could really enjoy talking to Caddy for a long time. When you arrive at her block, you discover that she lives alone in an apartment. She moved out of her parents' home because she needed to be independent. She invites you for a cup of coffee. Do you go for the cup of coffee, or say that you have to get back home? I know what Opie would be saying here.
That's obvious. And knowing him, he would not only get the cup of coffee, he would add extra cream to it. Har, 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 har.
Har, 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 har.
With that said, I would have to say I am absolutely flattered, but I should be heading home now.
On the way home, you begin to think back to the time where you were just a teenager yourself. Maybe Caddy was the type of girl you would have asked out. She was very attractive. You sigh as you are transported briefly to another time of your life.
Did it really end like that for Opie? I think for him, her husband questioned her about what took her so long.
I don't actually remember, but I think girl Opie was actually truthful about what happened since, well, nothing happened, so there was no problem in the end.
Yeah, but the fact that he still got questioned in the end makes you think sometimes.
I mean, I guess it's because of the husband statistic. Maybe the husband wasn't that gentle.
Probably. But
compared to Marion, which I think is gentle, but anyways.
Yeah, but since we're being social right now, we should probably continue the route and be more social.
Sure. The bottom one?
Yep.
Your car has to be taken in for some minor repair work. The work will not cost you any appreciable amount of money, but it will be an inconvenience since you will have to drop the car off at the repair shop early in the morning and rearrange your usual travel plans. Well, speak of the devil, he shows up. Hi, Opie. You call in to make an
How's it
appointment, and the
going, Opie?
service representative tells you that repairs are made on a first come, first serve basis. How do you feel, and what do you want to do?
Well, hopefully it'll assume I'm gentle enough. Let's try and stay calm about this and ask to bring the car in to be fixed.
It is easy to see that you are an optimist. You are greeted by a mechanic who is clearly holding a book with the word appointment in big letters across the front. You clearly recall hearing that cars would be taken on a first come first serve basis. Perhaps they are running a beauty parlor in the back of the garage. Perhaps they used to do service by appointment and now just keep the book for something else. Nope, it's a bona fide appointment book. The mechanic apologizes for the misunderstanding. He sees that you are a calm person and is prepared to treat you with courtesy. He can give you an appointment for 3 weeks from Friday. Do you accept the appointment? You want to speak to a supervisor? Do you want to be a bitch, or do you just leave?
Um, if memory serves, I think Opie did the same thing. So, just in the fact that we might see something slightly different, let's see if we can ask the supervisor for something about this.
Alright. The supervisor greets you and you explain your predicament. Surely you can't be held accountable for a mistake that was made on their end. The supervisor relates, politely, that there is no way to be sure on which hand the error was made. You will have to take an appointment like everyone else. So do you want to speak to his supervisor or just go?
Um, Fuck it, let's write it down. So, ask to see his own supervisor.
Alright. Your persistence pays off. The supervisor's a supervisor that you says that you can have an appointment later in the week. Does that satisfy you?
Fuck no, it's gotta be done by today or else. No, if it's compared to 3 weeks, I think a week is reasonable. We'll go for that.
Okay. During the course of the next week, your car breaks down. The cost of the repair is $200.
Huzzah.
I think that's actually less money than Opie had to pay. So good
Probably.
job.
So, with that said, we just got done fixing a car. Let's see if we can buy a new one.
Sure. Hello, Bob Ross. Welcome back. Let's go to the automobiles. And you still have these 5 choices.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot to check how much money you had.
I'm pretty sure if we double checked, I would have at least enough to get the luxury prestige car.
So you want to go with that?
I'm saying if I want to, but let's try and, even though we're being older, feel like we're a bit younger. Get the sports car.
Alright. What a show off! The truth is, you probably never have the chance to live a bit up in a sports car more than now. If you can afford it, enjoy it. And you're gonna pay with cash?
Yep.
Come again soon! Let's actually
And
look
just
at your resources.
Yeah.
You are now 56. Physical is still going.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty balanced.
Expressiveness and trustworthiness, the only thing. Yeah,
And yeah, you could have afforded it. You still have the economy car.
And I'm surprised there's no sell option, or in this case, trade-in option. Must be going out of my mind at this point. Let's check ourselves with a physical.
Right. Some backbreaking labor has to be done in your home over the next few days. The chore is unpleasant but important. The one who lives with you is willing to help. How do you feel, and what will you do?
Determined, and considering my old age, it'll probably ruin my body if I do anything about it. And since I have the money for it, may as well pay someone else to do the job.
You are determined to avoid this kind of strenuous work at this point in your life, and why not? You have quite a bit of money stashed away. You can afford it. After all, you can't take it with you. The cost of the job is $1,200. Will you pay it, or do it yourself now that you know the cost?
Oh man, all that $1,200 going against my 40 plus K money? Not sure if I could afford it. Guess I need a mortgage to house a fifth time. I'm a gambling man. Let's pay the money.
Peace of mind is expensive these days, but worth it. You could have really gone unhurt.
And apparently this game thought the exact same thing I did. That's what I call looking after my butt cheeks. But speaking of, let's go for the middle butt cheek.
Alright. During a quiet time, you begin to reflect on your life, your accomplishment, and the people around you you have formed attachments. You have lived the majority of your life, and now seems as good a time as any to take inventory. As you look around, you find that there are those much younger than you who have accomplished more. You have friends who have beautiful wives and large vacation houses in the country. You know people who have grown up to be great thinkers and scientists. There are people living who have made great contributions to society. Are you depressed or content? And what will you do about it, whatever you feel like?
Well, since I'm the type of person who helps someone, I believe in moral victory rather than possessional victory. So I'll say stay content as I am and remain where I am.
You must either be quite healthy, or you are resistant to facing some of the typical worries associated with this time of life. In case you are interested, some of your friends are finding themselves terribly ambivalent about their lives right about now. They are experiencing mood swings, bouts of guilt, shame and anxiety, even panic. Since you are not experiencing any of these, it would be inappropriate to offer words of encouragement. I hope your outlook remains through this positive throughout the rest of the game. Way to break the fourth wall, alter ego.
Indeed.
What's next?
I'm not sure we're going to get that many memories left. We may as well go for that crest up above.
Alright. Your father's eyesight is beginning to fail him, and his reflexes are not as quick as they used to be. However, he refuses to turn in his driver's license. Although he rarely drives, when he does, he's an absolute menace. You are sure that he will end up killing either himself or an innocent person. What will you try to do with it?
I think I'm going to be sympathetic and empathize and try to reason with him.
Alright. You try to explain that he might hurt himself. Nonsense! What's the matter with you? You think I'm a child? I can take care of myself. Empathy does not always suit the savage beast. Your father feels as if an important decision were being made for him. This is very upsetting for older people. After spending a lifetime being responsible for your children, it is hard to accept their attempts to be responsible for you. He doesn't give up the license.
Oh, man. That's a bit harsh.
Well, that happened.
Yep. Let's have another experience with Sherry.
Sure. You awake one morning, and in the confusion of being still in the daze, you remember, this is Sherry's wedding day! You hurry to get ready, making sure that all the last-minute arrangements are made. The ceremony is truly heartwarming. My children do grow up so fast. As you walk your beautiful daughter down the aisle, you can see the nods of approval and hear the chatter of relatives whispering their delights at this happy occasion. A few more steps and she'll be gone forever. For a moment, you're filled with overwhelming sadness. Suddenly, you begin to think about the pattering of little feet running around the house again. A whole new generation of blessing to come. You say the word grandpa to yourself, not thinking about the age associated with it, just the two words grand and father. And at this point, unless you somehow get another baby, you can no longer take family experiences.
So in that case, I'll just do the next best thing. Experiences with Marion.
Sure.
We praise you for this glorious gift.
Thank you, old man Eizen, for the $10.
Wait, what?
You don't follow my letting crow sirens blare. There's nothing you could have done to
Are
him.
you
Quote.
serious?
Oh my god. Thank you, whoever donated.
Oh.
Alright. Your wife has an interesting habit, which she has displayed many times over the year you have been married. Every time the two of you go out to eat dinner, she leans over your plate and picks at the food in your dish. Tonight, the two of you are with very special friends. Moments after you sit down to eat, she spears an appetizer from your dish and pops it in her mouth. What will you do?
I think we're just having fun, so I'm just gonna make a joke about it with the others.
What kind of funny joke could you possibly make that would not sound mean and condescending? My wife comes from a big family. Whenever anything was put on the table, it was every person for himself. Something like that would be cute and discreet, and that way you could insult not only your wife, but her upbringing as well. Some things are probably better overlooked.
I'm not surprised. When we're an elderly old couple, we're at that bickering because we love each other phase. So why not? Let's continue that ride by being more social just to the left.
Alright. Your accountant suggests that some creative accounting techniques that are guaranteed to reduce the amount of money you will be giving Uncle Sam this year. The techniques have one minor disadvantage. They're in that gray area of accounting practices that fall dangerously close to being illegal. How gray the area is depends on the skill of your accountant, your willingness to see things this way, and the probability that your tax return will be flagged for an audit. It's April Fool's Day, a mere fortnight away from the day of reckoning. What will you do? Will you do it or not?
I think I'm going to be confident about what I feel and tell him to be prudent.
And apparently that's inappropriate.
Of course not. Then feel a bit anxious / paranoid and still be prudent.
The accountant scoffs at your cowardice. He wants no part of you in his practice. You are not progressive enough for him. Eventually, the two of you go your separate ways. You travel down the straight and narrow path. He travels down the path leading to the big house.
And speaking of, let's go for that lower butt cheek.
While you're on a sightseeing cruise, you hear a cry and see a small boy fall over the railing into the water. There doesn't seem to be enough time to call for help because the boat is moving too quickly.
Stay calm and jump in the water. Hopefully I'm physical enough to do that.
Calmness is a trait that is central to your personality. In this instance, you use it to react quickly and efficiently. As you enter the water, you spot the boy about 25 yards to your left.
Wait, I'm confused here. If you want to save your energy, wouldn't that be basically the same as call out to the boy? Don't you mean swim to the boy? You know, just saying at this point. But I guess if we're going for an oxymoron approach here, let's try calling out to the boy.
This was a good idea. The sound of your voice is comforting and helps orient the boy in the proper direction. Eventually, you get to the boy. As you clutch him into your arms, you see a small motorized raft from the sightseeing boat heading towards you. Your heroic efforts help save the boy's life. The next day, newspaper and television report chronicle your heroic deed. You are quite a remarkable person. Especially considering you're 61 now.
Apparently, I've transformed myself into Jack LaLanne. Let's see how our investments are doing as we go to the middle businessman.
Sure. Things are becoming extremely stressful at work lately. You cannot find a single person capable of doing his or her job well, and there are time pressures and deadlines. You find yourself working overtime. At the end of the day, you would like more than anything just to relax, but it's no use. The more you try to wind down after work, the more the pressure gets to you. You're beginning to feel afraid that work has become such an overbearing responsibility that you will no longer be able to enjoy life. What will you do about it?
I wonder. Probably feel a bit resigned and do something about it.
And apparently that's inappropriate.
I don't want to feel angry about it, so I guess we'll have to do the next best thing. Depress/resign and face the facts.
Sounds like you're feeling sorry for yourself. Life certainly can change, but you have to cause it. In this phase of life, one of the things that people react to most is the fact that life is changing. They become depressed and say that they are tired with the same old thing. The problem is if the same old thing suddenly disappeared, it would cause panic and confusion. What would they do then? Your complaint is certainly a valid one, but unless you motivate yourself to do something about it, I'm afraid your depression will last a very long time.
All that work didn't work out well for me. Let's try the other one to the right.
Because of your fine vocational performance, you are singled out for your tremendous achievement and honor at the awards dinner offered by your peers in the field. So I guess other teachers? During the introduction of the award, you will receive the host notes that you are outstanding because of your ability to work with others, enriching the field and exemplifying the most outstanding qualities of hard work, patience, and pride, especially working with kids.
I say feel proud of myself, and I don't want to drone out about it, so I wonder if it'll say inappropriate remark for a short speech.
Your consideration, nobody really enjoys listening to loud speech, and your pride indicates some of the reasons why you are being honored tonight. Who would you like to thank most during your speech? Your coworker, your boss, your family, or a higher power?
Oh yes, I would like to thank Madam What's-Her-Face. Her fake tarot card readings totally foresaw this coming in the future. Huge help here. I think above all else, any job would prefer a family man, so we'll say wife and family.
You appreciate the fact that a good family life can indeed help a person get ahead of the job, just as stress is one area that can compound stress in another. The love and support given by wife and family can ameliorate stress on the job. You have a rare ability to keep life in perspective. Congratulations on your success! I'm sure you will have even more in the future.
All right. With that said, we should probably get ourselves a physical.
Since you are getting on in years, your friends suggest that a physical exercise program might be beneficial to you. A health club might not be a bad idea. Are you interested in joining or not?
In join the club, considering how my physical stats have been. Definitely will join it.
The price of a membership is $500. Would you care to join?
Jump chains, let's go for it.
After a week of sweating and toiling, you feel worse than when you began. Do you honestly think you can keep up with this?
Oh, this is so much hard work. I wonder if I could do it. Let's keep going for it, definitely.
You certainly have the self-discipline needed for sticking to a rigorous exercise program. How about joining a nice aerobic class to get you hard in shape?
Sure, why not?
The class is full of women at least 15 years your junior. Wendy is fond of wearing exercise togs that are cut low in front and high on the side. Getting in shape might be more fun than you think. And a 1 bounce, and a 2 bounce. And the end of the 6-week program, your body looks terrific. But you need a strong eyeglass prescription from the optical strain.
Oh no, I have to wear glasses, like I wasn't already wearing glasses.
That hasn't really gone
physical
up.
is still the same as it was, but I think it was probably lower.
It might have been, yeah.
Let's go for the family crest up top.
Sure. A relative who you haven't seen up in many years called you up on the phone with a hard luck story. He needs approximately $5,000 in order to keep his house. You have heard that he has certain bad habits, though when he speaks with you he sounds decent enough. Perhaps he really has fallen on hard time. He appeals to you for the loan, which he assures you he will repay within the year. Will you lend it or not?
What the hell? I'll be sympathetic and then lend him the money.
You are very generous, but also a bit naive. As you discover, if you had $1 for every excuse he comes up with, you would have been repaid. Unfortunately, you get only the excuses, not the cash. You must have had some fantasy that he might strike it rich and repay you doubly and triply. Some fantasy can get very expensive.
Or it could just mean having a very generous personality game, huh? Have you thought about that? Man, really thinks I'm losing money. Actually, this game might have a point. Let's see our businessman to the left.
Sure. It is the morning before an important day at work. As you're getting ready, your cheek begins to twitch rather noticeably. At first, the twitch feels like a mild tickle on your cheek. You don't give it much thought, but as time passes, it gets much worse. Soon, your eye begins to blink uncontrollably at random intervals. What do you feel about it?
I say stay calm and try to do something about it.
What will you do? Will you wear dark glasses to hide it, see a doctor, or try to work the nervous habit into your everyday behavior?
If this is a physical problem, I shouldn't ignore it. Let's see a doctor about it.
The doctor tells you that your tic is probably a nervous habit brought on by stress. There is no telling how long it may last. Sometimes they become permanent. You'll have to slow down and relax. Will you take a vacation or just continue?
If he says I need to take it slow and relax, I should probably take his advice. We'll take a few days off of work from vacation.
Alright. The vacation does you a world of good. Some of the people you meet on vacation think that you are winking at them, but your nervous habits quickly goes away.
Alright, well that's good.
Good job.
In fact, speaking of the good news, we should probably share this with the missus.
You and Marion have had a good marriage up until this point. The local paper singles you out as couple of the year and sends you on a vacation cruise around the world. Bon voyage! You have just passed through middle adulthood. Your family life has been good. During this phase of life, your body doesn't always respond the way your mind would like it to. A sore back after a hard day's work or a sore feet and leg after a long walk are not uncommon. In general, you are not very healthy. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about drugs or alcohol ruining your health. Socially, you're doing quite well. I hope that you and Marion are enjoying your lives together. Now, regarding your emotional and personality development, you are a very trustworthy person. Even though we all have our secrets, you are doing a very good job keeping your wilder side under control. You seem to have negotiated your midlife crisis without becoming depressed. You can be sensible and understanding. You are usually cool, calm, and collected. People sees you as an extremely wise person. They rely on you often for advice and are pleased with the result they get from interacting with you. The next phase of life is full of mixed blessing. You may feel old and lonely some days, and cheerful and strong on others. Our society certainly has its share of prejudice against older folks, but you can have rich and rewarding experiences despite this. You'll have your chance to thumb your nose at people who think you are too old to live it up a little. After all, you were doing most of these things and enjoying them long before these people were toilet trained. It's time for old age. Now, I'm just gonna mention it. This sunny icon is ending the game. Directly. It ends the game. So, regardless, what do you want to do now that you're an old person? Actually, before we do anything, let's save the game.
That number one, that's a good call. Number two, before we move on, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Even before you started scrolling up, I'm just going to say, look at all of those physical icons.
Yep.
Wonder if the game's trying to tell us something here.
Yep.
But yeah, after that...
You're 65?
That one time, apparently from old version of me, I should probably see a doctor. So let's go to that middle bottom physical.
Sure. A young man walks up to you in the park and looks you square in the eye. Have you got a dime? He says. Do you give him the dime or not?
Sure, I'm feeling generous today.
You reach down into your pockets and slowly sort through the loose change. It's getting hard to discriminate the sizes and shapes of the coins these days. You finally find one that feels like a dime. You reach out and hand it to the young man who looks at you quizzically. The time! The time! He begins saying, your hearing is beginning to go.
I'm sorry, did you say something? I'm just having this moment of thinking about what just happened. Maybe I should talk this out with people to the left of me.
Sure. The thought occurs to you that it might be economical, practical, and convenient to putter around town on a small motorcycle. Are you interested or not?
Considering what we've seen in real life, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing. Sure, let's get interested and get a motorcycle.
Everyone thinks you are a bit of a rocker, but you think it's really great. On the way out in the market, to the market one day, you notice that there is a flat stretch of open road just waiting for you to tear up. Will you twist the throttle to the max or be safe?
Nah, I mainly bought the motorcycle for show. I'll be safe.
You putter around rather smartly on your shining motorcycle, waving to everyone in town. It is convenient to get around. Some of your friends tell you to act your age. You can tell them that age is simply a state of mind, or give them the universal middle finger sign.
So, do I say what I really want to feel, or do I say what Opie would really feel? I'm just gonna say that age is of the state of mind.
Yes, in some way, it certainly is. I'm glad you won't let them get to you. Ride on, Easy Rider.
Vroom vroom. But yeah, my left hip's been acting up a bit lately. We should probably see the doctor just up above.
Sure. A group of men are getting together and forming a softball league called the Senior Sluggers. In order to play in this league, you have to be 65 or older. The idea seems like a worthwhile way of getting exercise. Are you excited and join or not?
Yeah, I'm so excited about the softball team. Let's not join it. Or, I'm feeling super bored. Let's join a softball team. And I bet you any one of those options will be inappropriate. So in this case, let's just say I'm excited and join.
Okay, the rules have been in this league are as follows: 1. No sliding. 2. Underhand pitching only. 3. Every player in the league must dress in full uniform for every scheduled game. What position would you like to play? Would you like to be the pitcher, the catcher, the infielder, or the outfielder?
We'll say the catcher in this case.
That's the spirit. You try out for your position and make the starting team. In the ninth inning, a high pop fly zit directly onto you. You thrust out your glove in an attempt to field the ball. The excitement of the body fills your whole body. The ball thunks solidly into the glove, knocking you off balance. Your heart is beating furiously from the thrill of making the play. You feel happy and carefree, just like a child again. Suddenly the field begins to fade and turn black. The last thing you see are players from both bench running out to greet you for making such a great play. Something's wrong. You can't run towards them. Your body and hands won't respond to your wishes. But instead of feeling frustration, you feel great peace. Oh, you only wish you could have said goodbye. You died. You have access to a panic button. Would you like to use it?
We might as well. My God.
Panic!
But yeah, after that problem, we should check those butt cheeks of mine. Starting with the left one.
Sure. Thank you, bye for the bits. You have been thinking about calling up an old friend for a get-together. Perhaps you can discuss old times and have a few laughs.
Sure, let's be interested and give him a call.
You hunt for his number a while, then dial it carefully. It's so hard to see those small numbers sometimes. The voice on the other end sounds foreign. For a moment you wonder who it could be, probably a relative. When you ask for your friend, there is a long pause. That gentleman passed out about 4 years ago, he says. I'm sorry. By now, news like this is becoming routine. You spend the morning contemplating your own end. You can become very depressed or just pick yourself back up.
Oh man, my best friend died 4 years ago. Well, that was good morning period. Let's get this morning rolling. Let's pick ourselves up.
This is difficult, but in this phase of life, very necessary. You are a survival-oriented individual. It is easy to give in to depression and despair in this phase of life. Your positive attitude will keep you healthy and vital. Yeah, especially considering what happened before that
I
panic
was gonna say,
button.
it didn't help me earlier. Just saying. So yeah, that's one butt cheek down. We should check the other one.
On occasion, you must rely on a public bus to get you to and from the places you want to go. Today, the bus is particularly crowded, and you have to stand. You find an open area towards the back of the bus where there is room to grasp a strong steel pole that extends from the floor of the bus to the ceiling. Your fingers wrap around the pole tightly. A fall could mean a broken hip or worse. As the bus moves, the shock of the gentle bumps is absorbed by your feet, knees, and legs. There is some discomfort. As a result, you lean forward slightly so you can take some of the pressure off your lower body. Your back then begins to ache. A little girl with chestnut-colored hair and freckles, about 8 years old, has been watching you wide-eyed for the past 5 minutes. Not long ago, her mother whispered something in her ear, to which she looked at you and frightened and shook her head. No. After watching you a bit longer, she gets up from her seat, brushes it off with her tiny hand, and steps aside, motioning you to sit down. Will you take the offer or not?
Be extremely grateful and accept the deal.
You realize that accepting defeat is a sign of neither personal nor emotional weakness. It is a simple fact of life. This child is younger and in many ways stronger than you. She doesn't need deceit. As you see, the release spreads rapidly through your body. Too soon, your joints will begin to stiffen in the seated position. This child is looking at you with great relief on her face.
Okay, before we move on, let me remind you, Opie, this is a child we're talking about. With that said, let's go with the left physical.
Alright.
Especially after that bus ride.
It's about time to get a medical checkup.
Which I really should do. Let's stay calm and go to the doctor.
Perhaps you have the philosophy that staying alive long enough to live for another checkup is proof of another battle won. The doctor is young and intelligent looking. He checks your eyes, your tongue, your heart, and your limbs. There seems to be a slight difficulty with your heart. The doctor would like to admit you to the hospital for some tests. Once in the hospital, the test shows that you are experiencing some minor respiratory problem due to old age. The doctor prescribes some light exercise to build up your heart and lungs.
Yeah, sure you did, Opie. Sure you did. Alright, let's scroll up a bit, see what our options are. Alright, let's go for the middle social.
The Community Council is searching for a senior member of the community to help fund, sponsor, and direct a community art auction for the benefits of some local charities. The project leader will have to donate about 5,000 in resources.
Be interested, become the leader.
Sure. Your social skills are extremely well developed. You use them to modify community participation. You quickly become a local celebrity and are a hero to the recipients of the charity funds. You are given a special award by the mayor, which reads, "With great appreciation for outstanding community service and striving forward the enhancement of the life of others."
Alright, and I think that's the last one available, so at the very least, for one last time, let's check out that family crest.
Sure. You have just read an article in the paper about the importance of making out a last will and testament. In pondering the article, you wonder if you should do yours. Hi, Zaichin.
What's up, Saichin? Maybe be a bit concerned and make out a will, especially after that baseball game incident. I probably should make one out.
Now's your chance to get even, right? Only kidding. Who is going to get your major possessions?
Well, since she should hopefully still be alive, I would say I give them to my wife. Though I wish it could be just the family.
Yeah.
Split it evenly.
But unfortunately, for some reason, that option is not there.
Where were you on that one, alter ego?
When your will is read, how would you like it to be done? Do you want to have the lawyer, have a tape recording message, or have a videotape session of you reading your own will?
Well, we bought all that expensive video equipment. Be a shame for it to go to waste. May as well use that.
Very high tech. I like it. I bet you wish you could see the expression on their face. Who knows? Technology is developing so rapidly that maybe you will. A conference call from here to eternity, so to speak.
Alright, with that, let's try the right physical first.
Alright. You wake up, as you have gotten used to waking up slowly and carefully to prepare for face the day.
Let's say cheerful, try and do something constructive.
That sounds like a terrific idea. What will you try to do? Will you do some gardening work or visit with a friend?
Oh, I got great social skills. May as well visit a friend.
You desire to socialize and keep active. Sets a good example to others around you. They see you as vital and independent.
In that case, let's go for the left physical now.
While you are turning the pages of a newspaper one morning, you notice that your fingers feel stiff. There are sharp pains shooting up the backs of your fingers and hands.
Be a bit concerned. See a doctor about it.
The doctor tells you that the stiffness in your joints is arthritis. It will affect you most when the weather is damp or when you have just awakened in the morning. There is nothing that can be done. Cure it, but sometimes aspirin helps. This kind of ache is something that you will have to tolerate almost every day now.
Almost seems like it's the exact same option if you took aspirins, yet it would somehow find a way to demean you even more if you didn't choose to go to doctor. Thanks, alter ego. But yeah, since we're getting near endgame, we should probably check out the missus, see how she's doing.
Sure. Recently, you have had to be put on a special diet. Naturally, all of your favorite foods are taboo. One of your most recent lowable meals was chicken a la bland, boiled chicken and steamed carrots and delicious, nutritious strained peas. Mmm. Marion has been an absolute martinet about keeping you to your diet. If you want to kill yourself, do it on your own time, she keeps saying. What will you do?
I think in this case, physical is not really doing that well, so I may as well follow the diet strictly.
You have the willpower necessary for sticking to such a strict diet. Your trustworthiness to help you stick it through. As your physical health improves, Marion cancels her subscription to Soldier of Fortune magazine and ceases all surveillance operation. You're once again a free man.
Miss Marion was questioning me from time to time. If not my other stats, I wonder how old I am now.
You are 72. You are still making banks.
In that case, let's scroll up a bit.
Yeah, lots of physical, and that's it.
Well then, time for another physical along the line.
You're walking up the front walk, when suddenly the phone rings. You have been expecting an important call, and this could be it. What will you do? And reminding that, yeah.
Yeah, I say nonchalant and take your time.
You take your steps one at a time, even with a short rest after every third step. You have learned to do things in this fashion by now. Individuals who survive this long have developed an adaptive style of living, emphasizing safety and control. You get to the top of the stair, and the phone is still ringing. You must search for your keys. Unfortunately, by the time you get through the door, the phone stops ringing. If it's that important, they'll call back.
Let's scroll back down, get the other two options out of the way.
You did also leave a physical down there, I'm just saying.
Yeah, in that case, let's get that physical out of the way.
Alright. It is a beautiful sunny day. There is a lot of outside work that needs to be done.
About be alert and pay a child and or teenager to do it.
You don't have time for this. Instead, you want to enjoy life. Take a walk, ride your bike, anything but work.
So it's just it kind of happened sort of moment.
Pretty much.
In that case, wonder if I have constipation or diarrhea. We better check that butt cheek and make double sure.
Final butt cheek. While driving the car one day, you notice that the turns seem particularly sharp and treacherous. What will you do?
Be careful and slow down.
Your reflexes are not as sharp as they used to be. Driving used to be a natural thing, but now it requires every bit of concentration you can muster. You finally get the car under control at what you feel is a safe speed when HONK! A young man is tailgating and screaming in a loud voice. You can scream back or move over.
Just move aside, let him pass by.
He zooms at you at what must be an incredible speed. Why do young people do such dangerous things, you wonder?
Can't you just keep that in a garage? You know, like I usually do with my own motorcycle? Let's get ourselves one last social.
While you are sitting quietly at a party, you notice a very pretty, very slim young woman in a short skirt bend over to pick up something she has dropped on the floor. Hi Lisa, how's it going?
Hey, Lisa. You know what? I'm not going to do this for Opie, but for Lisa's sake, I wonder if it's going to let me do this. Highly doubt it. Nice little pinch.
That's inappropriate.
That's what I thought. Give a bit of a devilish approach and little pinch.
Oh, the young lady turns around and looks at you with a startled expression on her face. You can admit or look innocent.
Admit to it.
You don't exactly have to admit it. She shakes her finger at you and tells you to behave yourself. After all these years of untrustworthy behavior, do you think she's going to fall for that innocent look? No way! She shakes her finger at you, tells you to behave yourself.
What, can't you see I'm an old man? I gotta get at least one last excitement before I croak. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have gone back in time and died at that baseball game. I chose not to. How do I know this exactly? I don't know. But let's go in for another physical. Along the path.
It's time for another medical checkup.
It's like this game knows me. Neutral, go to the doctor, and I'll be honest, Lisa, I wish I was, but no, that's not the case.
The doctor is happy to see you. He likes you because you are such a good patient. And the two of you make small talk for a little while. He gives you the usual checkup. The results suggest the following. There seems to be a slight difficulty with your blood circulation. The doctor would like to have you admitted to the hospital for some tests. Once in the hospital, the tests show that you are suffering from some minor circulatory problem due to old age. You are given some medication, which helps a little.
Let's go for that last physical.
Alright. It's about time that you schedule a visit with your dentist.
Be calm, go to the dentist.
The dentist tells you that you have some teeth that have to be removed. He suggests that you consider the possibility of false teeth. Will you take him up on this?
Having to remove some teeth.
God damn it, Opie, thanks for the
see.
bits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, wouldn't be the first set of teeth I've lost. Also, yeah. But yes, I'll consider that.
At first you talk a little funny, but soon you get used to them. You will have a bit of trouble eating apples and corn, but as you probably already figured out, old age is characterized by adjustment.
And then before we give this a ceremonial close, let's have one last experience with my wife.
You'd probably have a few, actually. Marion
Probably.
has been having a lot of trouble with her legs lately. She has fallen several times, with no serious injuries, but her escapes have been very close ones. In the middle of the night, you notice her leaving the bedroom to go to the bathroom. She's making her way slowly and steadily out to the other room.
In this case, get up and assist her.
She is sorry to inconvenience you, but your companionship is appreciated. The combination of the darkness, her weak legs, and her trepidation due to her recent experience has her terrified of walking in a dark place at night. You have done much to comfort her tonight.
You know what? At this rate, let's ride this train until it says there are no more experiences with Marion.
Alright.
Already at endgame, may as well.
While the two of you are traveling in the car, Marion insists that you have made a completely wrong turn. You're positive that you're traveling the right route, and besides, Marion was never any good at giving directions. What will you do? Tell her she's wrong, go along with her just to avoid an argument, or stop at a gas station and ask a neutral party?
Well, good thing for us, the car was starting to run low on gas. We may as well stop by the station, ask for a neutral party about their thoughts.
The gas station attendant scratches his head and tells you he vaguely remembers how to get to where you need to go. Marion prompts you to write down what the man is saying. Do you write down the information?
May as well.
The information isn't accurate. You get lost with every turn. Finally, someone knows where it is you have to go. 3 hours in the opposite direction. When you finally get there, Marion takes the credit for getting you there.
It's what we call little victories. We may as well let her have that. But yeah, keep going with Marion.
Marion would like to invite some old friend from the other side of the country, Bill and Marcia, for a visit. Marcia is a sweet person, always has been. Bill is a competitive, materialistic so-and-so who is tolerable in small doses, but becomes very difficult to stand very quickly. Marion has been hoping to see Marcia for quite some time and would really be disappointed if you didn't extend an invitation for a few days. What'll you do? Will you invite them, or ask Marion to understand why you don't want them over?
We may as well let her enjoy her moments.
So
we'll invite them over.
Alright. Before they even step out of the car, you can hear Bill's big mouth. How you doing here, old fella? Getting a bit of fun there. He pats your belly. You look like you're about to deliver a litter of pups. Ha ha! A litter of pups. Get it? After Bill and Marcia get settled in, Bill goes on to tell you about his boat, his new sports car, his portable video recorder, and his local poker championship. By the way, Scooter, you don't know where he digs these names up from. Think you wanna mess with the old Grandmaster himself? You wanna play a game of poker or not?
Wish I had a poker championship. Compared to what I have in my inventory, it's the one thing I don't have. Why the hell not? We'll play him in a game.
On the first deal, you are dealt 3 kings, a jack, and a deuce. He draws only 1 card. With a small smirk on his face, he says, "Piece of cake, buddy. Piece of cake."
Be nice to get a great full house, so I will draw 1 card.
You pick up a second jack. You now have a full house. Bill says, "You wouldn't care to make a little wager on the outcome of this hand now, would you, sport? I'd say a cool grand. This is if you can afford it." You want to wager the 1,000 or not?
Wait, I'm just double checking here. Okay, this is Alter Ego. I was wondering when we suddenly went to Poker Night, the inventory is all. With that said, we'll go with the wager.
After much melodrama, Bill reveals his hand, a full house, 3 queens and 2 jacks. Ha ha ha! Can't hustle the hustler, the champ, the king of kings! Ha ha! You quietly turn over your card, showing him your winning hand. He turns white and says, "Heh heh! About the $2,000, you are only kidding, right?" Will you let him off the hook, or will you make him pay up?
Will he bite his tongue off more if I egg him on about it or not? That's the real dilemma here. If it makes him happy, it's probably going to make Marcia happy. If it makes Marcia happy, it'll make Marion happy. And if it makes Marion happy, then nothing bad can happen. I guess we'll let him off the hook.
You don't get the $1,000, but you do get the $1,000 worth of humility over the next few days, which is well worth it.
Alright, let's go with another experience with Marion.
Sure. You and Marion are both very tired. Before you both turn in, Marion complains that her feet have been bothering her and she would appreciate it if you would give her a nice soothing foot massage. It would take a great effort to give her a massage since you are so tired. Will you do it? Will you tell her you will give her one if she gives you one, or that you're too tired?
Why not? We'll give her one.
Her feet all callous and bony, the skin on top loose. As you massage Marion's feet, your fatigue seems to fade because you realize how much pleasure and relief the massage is giving your wife. It is an intimate moment for the both of you, and she appreciates the special care she's receiving. As you talk, you notice that her voice is beginning to drift off. She falls soundly asleep.
Yay. We has happy wife. You know
All
what?
right.
Let's check our stats for a bit.
Sure. 79 years old. And actually your physical went up. Oh my god.
Wow, all that foot massage really got me pumped up.
Trustworthiness would weigh down, apparently.
Gee, I wonder where that was. Pinch, pinch. Over 90,000 K.
Yep.
You know what? For one more time, let's go see our good buddy Bob Ross.
Alright. What will you get?
Let's get 3 sets of things. First off, let's get some toys and goodies for the wife and non-existent kids since they're not a kid anymore.
Generosity is appreciated, familiar sphere increases. Pay with cash?
Yes.
Come again soon. You wanna go back?
Yep.
Bob Ross says hello.
New wardrobe with the clothes.
50 per purchase.
Yep.
Social sphere increases slightly. Cash money.
Cash money.
Come again soon. One more time.
And one last time.
Bob Ross asks, what is it?
In the automobile section, we'll get that Rolls Royce. Or in this case, the luxury prestige car.
If you keep this up, you'll probably be traveling in either a private jet or Earth by the next phase of life. Would you like to pay with this with more cash money?
Considering how close to endgame we are, you might not be too far from the truth. We'll pay it in cash.
Come again soon. Or not.
And with that experience, I hope you enjoyed this moment we had of shopping. So until next time, I'd like to wish you all happy shopping, and God bless my friend. Cue the Bob Ross theme. Hey, I made that joke last time. I had it.
I know.
Yeah, I know. You know. I'm letting everyone in chat know. But yeah, let's let's continue our experiences with Marion, if there are any left.
And apparently it's done.
So, my last moments on Earth has been with Bob Ross. That's good to know. Now I'm really ready for the afterlife.
You're 80, by the way.
Ripe old age of 80. So that said,
we take the
end
plunge.
proper.
After a long but very relaxing day, with a deep sigh, you climb into bed and sink into the warm, cushiony fabric. As you drift off, feelings of intense serenity and well-being overwhelm you. Pleasant images from childhood visits yours with sweet memories of mom and dad, school, and growing up. The memories flash by your mind's eye with startling reality. The smell of school on your first day, the outfit your very first girlfriend wore on your first date. You recall places you haven't visited for years in picture perfect detail, friends and neighbors who have gone on to greet you. They are filled with excitement to see you, though you soon realize they are not communicating their joy in words. It's almost as if this will go on forever. At the ripe old age of 80, you died peacefully in your sleep.
If there's any regrets that I had playing this game, I couldn't have gone out with that blaze of glory in the baseball game. Oh well, live and let learn, or in this case, live and let die.
I suppose. But yeah, you could have decided not to use the panic button and just.
I just wish it was like a Fairly Odd Parents moment where you don't necessarily cancel that action. It's just redo.
Unfortunately, that's not an option unless you load the game before you do it.
What?
But yeah, you died with, other than physical pretty high stats overall. Everything over 92 over here.
Next with most of them.
Not as high in some of these categories. Trustworthiness unfortunately went way down compared to where it was.
Again, pinch.
And you died a very wealthy man. Not just in money you had on hand, but all that stuff you're leaving.
Yep.
And that's really it.
Yeah.
That was Alter Ego, for Eizen anyways. It's always interesting to see what kind of choices people will do in these games. Once again, if anyone would like to live this experience, please let me know. I would be glad to make someone else go through all this. Was it 69?
How did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? Couldn't have died at the age of 69. I died with 69K.
Well, I mean, that's about it. Thank you for the bits.
Oh, man.
I gotta admit, though, I don't really have anything else planned, and it's not even 10 p.m.
Yeah.
What to do? Anyways, I probably should stop this recording, first of all.